They are not seals. Lots of people come along to play a Patagonia and say, wow, look at the seals. But they aren't seals, they are most certainly sea lions. With the help of Angelina, Atlanta, Winnipeg and Milan, we're going to tell you exactly how you can tell between the two. The first thing you need to look for is either side of the sea lion's head. So sea lions have small little external earlobes, about the same size as your thumbnail, and they stick out a little bit like Shrek's ears. If they were looking at a seal's ears would actually be internal and hidden away. So that's one way you can tell these girls are sea lions, by looking at those external little earlobes. Now another difference between seals and sea lions is that seals are normally quite quiet animals. You don't really hear them making much noise, whereas sea lions, they are known as the lions of the sea for a reason, and Winnipeg can show you exactly why. So take it away from me, Winnie. I hope you all heard that. I definitely smelled it. Very fishy breath today, Winnie. But yes, she roars just like a lion, and they do make a lot of noise. And each one of our 5 sea lions even has her very own voice. They all sound very, very different. Now another difference between seals and sea lions is the way that they swim through the water. So sea lions, they use those big powerful front flippers and their breaststroke motion to pull themselves along and use their hind flippers to steer. Whereas Winnipeg, she's a really good impressionist of showing you all exactly how a seal would swim. So seals move their hind flippers from side to side like that, swimming a little bit more like a fish. But the size of their flippers are very, very different, and the way that they use them. So they swim very differently in the water, but they also move along very differently on the land. So sea lions have got those really big front flippers. They're around the same size as your whole arm, from your fingertips down to your elbow. And this makes them very quick and very agile when it comes to walking around on the land. So when they walk around, if you watch now, you can see the sea lions tuck all 4 flippers up underneath their bodies. And they can quite easily keep up with or outrun the average person. So if I was to put Angelina and one of our sea lions into a race today, I can tell you who would win, and it definitely wouldn't be our very slow Angelina. So sea lions are very quick and very agile. Seals, they only have tiny front flippers. So seals' front flippers are around the same size as the palm of your hand, so a lot smaller. So as a result, a seal would move along a little bit more like this. So a bit like Angelina after a few glasses of wine. So they have to shuffle along on their tummies like a big giant caterpillar. So seals are very slow and very clumsy, whereas sea lions are very fast and very agile. So those are just a few of the differences that you can look out for when you're trying to identify between a seal and a sea lion. So once you know what you're looking for, it's actually really easy. A little bit like telling the difference between a lion and a tiger. But as I said to you, they are 2 completely different species. So now you should know the difference. Now out there in the wild, sea lions do have some predators that they need to watch out for. And luckily enough for you, our sea lions are very good impressionists. And they can do some impressions of these predators. So we're going to ask Winnipeg to do the first impression for you. So Winnie is going to pretend to be a big black and white marine mammal. It's around 9.5 metres in length. So you may have to use your imagination a little bit for this one, because it's around kind of 4 to 5 times the size of Winnipeg. So very, very big predator indeed. It's black and white, and there's a very famous film associated with this predator. So there's this big school group out there I can see. So what I want everyone to do, including the school group in particular, is shout out for me what predator you think Winnie was pretending to be. So again, I'll give you the clues one last time. A big black and white marine mammal that lives in the ocean. So I'll be ready on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. I only heard the school group, but I only heard a few of the school group, but we'll try it all one more time. So I want everyone getting involved, adults, children, whoever. Let's try it one more time. Are we ready? 1, 2, 3. That was better. Well done. You got the answer correct as well. So good work. If you said killer whale, you are correct. Now if anyone, I don't think anyone did, but if anyone shouted out orca or dolphin, you would also be correct. Now the killer whale, the name of that is slightly misleading because the killer whale isn't a whale. The killer whale is actually the largest member of the dolphin family. And as I said, it measures around 9.5 metres in length. So a very big predator indeed. Now that's not the only predator the sea lions have to watch out for. There's another one. So we're going to ask Milan to do this next impression. This one, this time, is a big fishy predator. Lots of people are very, very scared of this animal because it is known as a man-eater. And there's another very famous film associated with this predator called Jaws. So that's probably one for the adults. I'm not sure the children will know that film. But again, I'm going to count to 3, and on the count of 3, I want you all to tell me what predator Milan is pretending to be this time. And this time, I want the other end of the zoo to hear us over at the elephants and the giraffes. So are we ready? On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. That was much better, that sound. Well done. You really upped your game there. See, if you said shark, well done. You are correct. And it wasn't just any shark either. It was the great white shark. See, in the wild, a great white shark would really like to eat one of our Patagonian sea lions. So another predator that they have to watch out for. Now, luckily enough for the sea lions, they do have some ways in which they can escape these sharks and these killer whales, which you've mentioned. And one of those methods they'll use to do this is what they're going to show you now. It's to launch their entire body weight up to 3 meters up and into the air. Of course, what goes up must come back down. So on average, a female sea lion can weigh anything up to around 150 kilos. Male sea lions are around 300 kilos. So if you imagine that amount of weight landing on top of your head, no matter how big of a predator you are, whether you're a shark, a killer whale, it doesn't matter, that's still really going to hurt and you're going to be left with a bit of a headache. So again, another method those wild sea lions can use to escape and swim to safety. Another method they can use to escape from a predator is a behaviour called porpoising. So hopefully we're going to get Atlanta, Milan and Winnipeg to show us what porpoising is now. It's just like what you're seeing, they can jump in and out of the water, twisting and turning as they go. It's a behaviour lots of people associate with dolphins, but it's not just dolphins that do this porpoising behaviour. Sea lions would do it too, fish, porpoise, even penguins porpoise as well. So sometimes if you're lucky you may go down to one of our penguin pools today and see the penguins porpoising around their pool just like this. But lots of people don't realise the sea lions are marine mammals, so they can't breathe underwater. They can hold their breath for a very long time, but that's at a relaxed state. If a big shark is chasing them, they're not going to be relaxed, they're going to become very quickly very out of breath. So by porpoising like that, they twist and turn and change direction, and it also enables them to take a short, sharp breath of air each time they leave the water. Now I think all of our sea lions, and of course the lovely Angelina, has done a fantastic job out here this afternoon, so I think they all deserve a nice big round of applause. Now just like the other animals here at the zoo, all of the sea lions are available for adoption, so if you would like to adopt a sea lion today, then all you need to do is head on over to guest services and they'll tell you all the information you need to know about the many adoption schemes